off the focus. Throw off the focus.
Don't throw off the
Throw off the
focus.
Oh, no, don't.
Don't throw off the focus. I have to switch that. I have to change the camera on here too. This is.
Why?
I don't know. The filters. I don't know what happened to our lights.
They got brighter?
They must. I don't. They must have.
I mean,
We're just shining brighter as people.
That's not a good thing.
We are superstars now. No, but the table keeps disappearing. I don't know why the table would disappear. It's not like we use a green screen.
I don't know. Welcome to the big show.
Welcome to the post-credit show, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm talking about movies and games and things we've done every else in between.
I am Nick.
I'm Tony.
Look at that.
Welcome.
And that's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
GG. Goodbye.
Yep.
And.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I played
Go.
Indivisible.
What do?
It is a weird side-scrolling game that also turns into like a old-school RPG battle system type game. Very cool hand-drawn animation style for what it looks like. Most of it.
Who's it made by?
Baby indie developer thing. The problem is like they show in the trailer this very hand-drawn, looks gorgeous, everything flows, that whole thing, which turns into like the first fight of the game is this RPG style fight, and all of the characters look like they were drawn by me.
Okay.
And me just like
doodling,
like not taking my time to make sure everything is like, you know, pinpointed and perfect and this and that and everything. And I'm like, that's jarring. So it was kind of off right away. I got through a few minutes of it. Like, it really was just, it didn't appeal to me just based off of what I saw in the trailer to what I saw even on the art for the box, or the box art, or the icon the cover art into the game. Like, it was just a jarring, like, nope, this is not what you're about to play.
It's kind of like those old Capcom games.
Sort of.
And those old Nintendo games on the NES where it's like you would get that sweet looking box art for Mega Man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. He's a fat white guy. You play it and he's like a short, small little blue guy. What?
Well, so this game, trying to think. There was a couple of Xbox Live games ages and ages ago that were kind of like this. It looked like a platformer. But it was hand-drawn, and they looked gorgeous, and the game played gorgeous. Like, it looked like you were playing a cartoon. Mm-hmm. That's what this one looked like it was supposed to be. And then you get into it, and it's like, I am playing a cartoon. I'm just playing one that is not a successful cartoon. Mm. So that one got uninstalled pretty quickly, because I had to make room for Final Fantasy 15, which I still have not played.
Final Fantasy 15 looks pretty.
It does look pretty. And the one on Xbox Game Pass comes with, like, a bunch of stuff. Like, you don't just get 15, you get, like...
Is it on PC Game Pass?
Yep. On all of it.
Okay, so I might have to get that then.
So I got that, but I uninstalled GTA 5. Like, I tried playing GTA 5.
I think GTA would be better if we all played it.
I don't know, like, I was playing the campaign and
just... No, like online. Like
the online,
multiplayer piece. Like, it works better if we're all doing dumb things together.
Yeah. The controls just feel old already in GTA 5.
I think the game was more impressive if you played it on the last generation of consoles.
Yeah, like when it came out.
On the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I have that version of that game. I actually booted it up because I now have the room to put multiple consoles up. And so I'm like, oh, I still have my old save file from GTA 5. Yeah. I should see it. And it looks really good.
It looks good. It just, for whatever reason, the controls just felt...
Dated. It is.
Yeah, they felt old.
It's very, I don't want to say sluggish.
I could say sluggish. I'm okay with sluggish.
It's a little clunky and a little sluggish, yeah.
So I uninstalled that game because I'm like, okay, I'm done with this one. I'll make room for Final Fantasy because I can give that a shot. And then while I was in there, I'm like, what else do I have in here that's big that I haven't tried yet? Jump Force is still on there, which is just a weird game.
You're not going to like that. I don't think that's your kind of game.
It feels like all the other DBZ fighting games.
It's so it's a jump.
Yeah.
Not jump. The big three animes.
Naruto,
Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Bleach.
Yes.
It's those big three.
Yeah, I've played
animes.
it.
And so I think it's more geared towards people who are either fans of one or more of those animes.
Well, so that's my thing, is like, I got into it, but the fighting system is very much like the old, not the 2D side-scrolling Dragon Ball fighting games, but the like behind the back.
Is Budokai one of them?
Yeah, like those.
Is Budokai 3D one? Was that?
Yes.
I don't remember them.
There was depending on what Budokai you're talking about, but yeah. But this one's very much like you're behind the character here, and you can mash buttons.
I think what appeals to me most about that game is how deep they go with some of the roster.
Yeah.
Like you can play as Yugi.
Yes. Yeah, there's cool stuff going on.
You can play as the king of games with a literal dual disc that summons monsters behind him to attack.
There's some cool stuff.
That's super cool.
And the story is very neat, where it's like Frieza's jumping between the universes and this and that and everything, trying to destroy stuff, and Goku's pretty much following her, and then you create your own fighter in the style of all of these other animes, and you pick a team, and you fight with that team, sort of thing. Like you go through this.
How's the performance on it? Because I heard at least when it came out, it was bad. The performance was bad.
It's not bad. I didn't find a problem with that.
So they must have worked on it since then.
But so like I've kept it because I'm like, I want people to just like, I'd like to even try this out as a fighting game just to see what it's like against other people. But the other fighting game I tried was Tekken 7 because that just came out on.
Oh, that's a good game.
It runs like junk. You want to talk about performance? I am stuck in loading screens like nobody's business.
Maybe that's a Xbox version because I haven't heard anything bad about that game.
I don't know.
That's disappointing.
It plays like Tekken when you get into the fights. You know, like kick, like low kick, high kick. You know,
because I know with like
strong kicks. You know,
I know like some of the more modern games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, like performance and loading times is usually never an issue. But that sucks.
That's what kind of kept me from it. Was like the next fight is about to begin. Fight! And then you'd fight, and then you'd get your like winning animation, which are always funny in the Tekken games because like Hwoarang gets on a motorcycle on the top of a building.
Oh, that's
because you're still on the stage.
Oh, just like real life.
Just like real life. So you're on the top of a skyscraper, and he's like getting on his motorbike, like take that, and you're like.
I mean, you're already playing as Hwoarang, so that's already like.
He's the Taekwondo guy.
He's the best one.
It's my martial arts that I know, so it's like. You know, and that was what I used to love.
He's also the best character in my mind.
It's what I used to love about Tekken was like if you actually knew that martial art, you had a bit of an advantage because like Hwoarang's punches suck because in Taekwondo,
Bandai Namco does a good job with their fighting games.
And like, it still kind of feels
Soul Calibur was very big with at least the earlier ones.
Yep.
If you knew any of those martial arts styles with those weapons,
yep.
They were very. Like I learned some of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, but that's
nowadays Soul Calibur's not like that anymore. But it's all about boobs.
Yeah,
boobs.
Yeah, so I uninstalled Tekken because it was just like
bad.
I'm not even saving this for a party game if it's gonna take us, 2 minutes to get into a fight. Like,
well, I know Namco has been very. They do a lot of work with it. Like
they do.
They're on season 2 now or 3.
Yeah.
They just had that character from Walking Dead with the baseball bat that's played by the Winchester dad.
Yes.
Negan.
Negan, yeah.
They just had Negan on there.
But so yeah, it's sad because it's one of those games where it's like you can make characters and all that stuff. And the other one is I have no idea what's going on in the story of Tekken anymore.
Which father threw their son into the volcano?
Right.
That's the story.
But like Hwoarang has an eye patch now.
Of course it is.
But then when he gets on his motorbike and he does like the look back, you can see past it because it's obviously like just a costume piece, and he still has an eye. Like nothing's happened to the eyeball. Like they didn't program in that his eye's all messed up or anything like that.
Maybe it could be that it is a story piece and they just put an eye patch over it.
And they might. So
it could have been an oversight.
I don't know. Either way, I uninstalled it. I might install it again if I find some stuff online. But like I said, I was like, I need room, and Tekken 7 was fairly big, so it got cut. I've not played Final Fantasy 15 yet. It is on the list, so we'll see.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck with that game.
Call of Duty, I got level 100 in my battle pass.
You sweet.
The season ends in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached the max level on the battle pass. So I unlocked everything in the battle pass. I got to a level 155 of like the regular level rank thing, which will now drop back to 55 when the new season starts. New season brings Ghost back. And
the character Ghost.
If you buy the battle pass, you get them instantly. So season 2 battle pass, you'll unlock Ghost. And Rust is coming back as a map. And they've also said they have a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline or something like that. So everybody's expecting the pipeline map from the old Modern Warfare to make its way into this game now too. So
at some point in time, they have to put the old Call of Duty games, like the old World War I maps, into there somehow.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be weird because I don't know if those maps make the transition with the different weapons.
I don't know.
I don't think it would.
Probably not with the gameplay that they're working for right now too. So, but they just added 10v10 to hardcore mode. So
Prop hunt. Prop hunt's where it's at.
There's no prop hunt at all.
Lame. So. No buy.
No prop hunt.
6.7 out of 10. Not too much water.
I watched a couple Super Bowl commercials. If we want to talk about watching things,
I didn't watch any Super Bowl.
You should watch the Smart Park one with John Krasinski
the
and Chris
one,
Evans.
The only one I watched was that stupid peanut thing, and I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah.
That's the only one I remember.
I didn't watch that one. Was that for the Apple show?
No, they killed off Mr. Peanut.
Oh, and then there's Baby Peanut.
Yeah. I watched that.
Yeah.
Where it's like Baby Peanut's back. I'm like, wait, what? He killed what? They killed what?
I watched all the beer commercials, because usually like those ones are pretty good, and those ones.
Yeah,
were
I guess
all
there's
junk.
a Jason Momoa one where
I didn't watch the Jason Momoa
They shave his
one.
head a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't watch Jason Momoa's. The Google one is super depressing.
I did see that one. I was like, remind me of like. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, remind me of that, or it's like show me pictures of me and Judith, and then it shows him pictures, and it's like, oh, remember that she loved going to
remember this our favorite song.
Yeah,
I'm like,
play our favorite song while showing me. I know. So essentially, the funniest thing to read online was like, thanks Google for bringing my entire Super Bowl party to a standstill. And then there was like one person online who's like, our Super Bowl party was essentially to celebrate our friend who had passed last year because he always had the Super Bowl party, and we decided in his honor we were going to keep having it, but not at his place. And so everybody was having a really good time, and then Google's commercial came on. Everybody's like, "Oh, Steve's dead," and then they're like, our party for the rest of the day was just kind of everybody was like, eh. And it's like, thanks, Google, for that one. Smart Park is the one you should watch. It's Chris Evans, Rachel Dratch, and John Krasinski all talking in Boston accents. Because it's Smart Park.
I don't know what that is.
Instead of Smart Park. So
is that a local thing?
You get out of a car, and you press a button, and it like parks your car for you.
But don't a lot of modern cars do that now?
This is, I forgot which.
Because I know Teslas do that.
I forgot. Well, yeah, so like there's some of the ones that like the big thing was it used to parallel park for you.
Yeah.
Now what you can do is if like, people park over the line, but you can still fit your car in. This is what this does: is you get out of your car
and it shoves them around,
and then
it shoves them aside.
Then you press the button, and your car parks inside of the line. So you park like a decent human being in between the two morons who don't know how.
And
to
then
park.
It shoves the other people.
And then it shoves the other cars to the side. No, it makes sure you'll fit, and then it parks. And it's like, well, you're gonna get out, and you press the button, and it gets the car out. But it's all three of them talking with like super thick Boston accents, just so they can say "Smat Pack" instead of "Smart Park." So you remember Smart Park's a thing.
That sounds.
Pretty funny.
Tacky.
That's what you have to do during the Super Bowl because you got to be remembered.
Are you a Marvel commercial? No.
Are you a movie commercial? Marvel commercial, and that's where it started. Was I watched the Marvel 30-second clip that cost them $1 bajillion to release because Super Bowl commercials are like $6 million for 30 seconds.
All those subscribers.
All those beautiful subscribers, because yes. And then, so I watched that one, and then it's like, you should watch Smart Park. And I'm like, why? And it's like, John Krasinski and Chris Evans are in it. And I'm like, I'm sold. And then I kind of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but most of them were kind of... You think if you're spending $6 million, you'd step it up. And at least Google, like, they might have brought the party down, but people are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I've been watching Clone Wars. I'm on season 2. And it's just cool to see. I forgot how episode 2 ended. Versus episode, like the beginning of episode 3 for Star Wars. So I'm like, Dooku plays a really large part
in 3.
In Clone Wars, like the show. And I'm like, didn't they off him in 2? But no, they off him in 3.
Yeah, they off him.
They off him
the
in
first
3.
like 5 minutes.
Right, like, and that's because that's what I'm sitting there going,
I remember watching that as a kid. I'm like,
what a way to start your film.
Yeah, I'm like, they kill off a guy who I should have. I feel like I should know more about him.
And you can.
And then
there's a lot more you can know about him.
Yes,
Yeah. No, that show's a dark show. Like, I just watched one yesterday where they were assassinating senators for, like, trying to pass a bill to, like, end funding of clone troopers so that they wouldn't make more clone troopers. Because they were like, if we can stop this war, we can do it, like, democratically. We can do it by talking to people. We can do it this way. Let's stop spending so much money on the military. And because they said that, they started killing off senators that were believing that. And it's like, what?
Wow.
Like, no Jedi in the entire episode.
Oh, that's cool.
It was all
Mandalorian.
It was all just, like, Padme was one of the senators. and then Bail Organa was one of them, and then they had like just a bunch of other people. But yeah, no Jedi the entire episode. I've watched the Mandalore stuff take off, so Obi-Wan Kenobi's love interest is from the planet Mandalore, and then they sent all of the bad people to the moon to like reform them, but essentially they just set up a secret base on the moon where they were training Mandalorians.
That sounds like a poor decision.
Yeah, it's kind of like, no, we sent all the mean people to the moon. They're fine now.
They'll reform.
I'm in constant communication with their leader. They've definitely reformed.
I've read their tweets.
It's pretty much like he's saying everything's fine, so everything must be fine, and it's like,
is it though?
Is it? And then they get up there, and it's like everything is not fine. And then the Darksaber appears, and you're like, oh, that's in the Mandalorian. I know.
It actually predates a lot of Star Wars lore.
I know, it's awesome, but it's
predates
cool
a lot of Star Wars lore.
Well, it's cool to see because it was part of, and they even say it in the Clone Wars, where it's like, this was a weapon we used against the Jedi the first time we fought you guys, and it's like, oh snap!
It's all connected.
It's all coming back round. It's cool. That's it though.
Cool.
I tried a bit of In Flames and Flood or whatever that game is.
Oh,
it was on sale on the Switch.
It's on that isometric thing on the river.
Yeah, you're on a river.
And
you have to survive.
I think I have that on my Epic Store.
I think I have it on my Epic Games.
It was free.
Yeah.
It was free.
And I didn't want to play it on my PC because it's one of those games where they're like, the indie games work so well on the Switch.
Yes.
So well. So I'm like, I'll get it for $7. And then I've played a bit of it and I'm like, oh no, there's a hunger meter and all of that jazz. And it wants me to make like a stone knife and I can't find flint worth anything. Yeah, so it's one of those like...
You used it for a fire shit.
Once I play enough of the game, I'm going to have to restart the game so I can do it better the next time sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like a crafting game, but without half the crafting. Like, I don't have to build a house. Which, let's face it, is what I like to do. So... Crafting. Build things!
That's it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I tried to play a bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, not tonight.
I had a chance to play a lot of Mario and Rabbids.
Excellent.
Due to some time pieces I was involved with.
Yeah.
That game is really... I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the kind of game that I would really dig.
Yeah.
Because I like the XCOM kind of style of games. I love that sort of like tactical RPG kind of piece where you need to manage your movement, manage your cover system. I think it's better than XCOM because I don't find it as difficult. I mean,
there's a wall.
At some point, I don't know.
It does this.
Okay, so I'm still in World 1 right now.
Yeah, oh yeah. It gonna go boop.
Okay. I really like it so far.
Yep.
I like the character designs are just
so
great. It's a every time I keep going through this game and I'm finishing a level, I'm like, I still can't believe this game exists.
Oh, I know. That is the most mind-boggling.
It's like Nintendo okayed this, Ubisoft okayed this, and now we have this weird kooky Mega Man blaster with Mario.
I still love, I think, like the guy who made this game from Ubisoft at E3 with Miyamoto. Where,
they were on stage.
Where like they're standing together and you can just see this guy like, I got to make a game with Mario in it that this guy thought was good.
Yes, like he gave me the blessing.
Right, like that is huge praise for anybody in the gaming world. Yes. Where Shigeru Miyamoto's like, yeah, use my characters, and your game is awesome. Like the fact that I'm letting you use my characters means I love the concept.
It's so original too,
and that's what Miyamoto I think really liked about it is it's different.
And I know the game was leaked like way before the release announcement, but like this game is still really, really cool.
Seeing the look on that guy's face made up for
I think his name's
all
like
of the
Yves
leaks.
or something like that.
Yeah, that was incredible where it's just like he gets a shout out from Miyamoto or whatever it was and it's just like he's just so proud of
I keep forgetting Luigi is a sniper.
Yes, he is.
I keep forgetting that and I keep getting
him in close combat.
Yeah, I keep getting him to like, oh, I'm going to slide and then I go back. Oh, wait, I'm not far enough
away to...
Yeah, like it's...
I still don't think I
found the Mario... The Mario, he does have a jump attack.
Okay.
So,
I thought so.
So what happens is you need to do the team jump, whatever, but then the team jump has to land on top of a dude.
There you go.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's where his jump attack does. I keep getting the movement confused with because once you do one movement, you're locked.
Yes.
So I keep, like, in the back of my mind, I keep thinking, like, I'll move a little bit, shoot,
And then
move
again.
back, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't do that. That's not, like, part of the game mechanics.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that it was.
Yeah.
Because then that would provide so many more tactical, like, I'm going to run in, shoot, and then run back.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do that. And I kind of wish that there was moments that I could... Because you can move your character to a specific spot. Is there a way you can, like, before committing to that move, to see the range? Because there's been, like...
Yes.
I want to say about, like, 1 out of 4 times that I've moved to a spot and then said, like, it's like, there's no targets in range. I'm like, fuck, I've already committed to this move.
I think there's a button.
Or it's like, I've moved too far,
Oh, and yeah.
and I still want to be far enough away that I can at least try and shoot them.
I think there's a button you can click.
I'm not sure quite yet. Because, like, that, I want to say about, 25% of the time when I move, I'm like, oh, crap, I can't shoot from here. Or I'm not close enough. Or... Because sometimes I get too close, and then the guys with the giant...
Yes.
Smashers or
whatever
they're
they
called,
are, yeah.
with the giant pink bricks.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys deal a chunk of damage, and I was the first time you encounter them, I was like, oh man, I just have to stay away from them, right? There's no way he's gonna go up this pipe. He goes up the pipe, and he definitely caught me up. He definitely caught me. He waylaid me really hard.
Yep.
I was just like, I'll just stand next to the pipe. He can't get up the pipe.
Up the pipe.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Greetings, sir.
Hello. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Yeah, that was the biggest complaint from that game that I think a lot of people had, was that it, like, the difficulty was going up nicely. Like, it's like, oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. Oh, introduce a new bad guy. Cool. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And then it just skyrockets.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
So.
Well, hopefully, I bought it for a pretty good price, so I'll play as much of it as I
That's
can.
one of those games I gotta get back to and finish.
I think I dig it though. I like that.
I love the game.
Like, it's not as punishing as XCOM is in the current terms of, like, if you fail out a mission, you just restart it again.
Correct.
That's not. It's
Because
not
there's
the
a story that they just want you to get through.
right.
Yeah.
Whereas in RageCom,
No,
you lose a
die.
troop.
Yeah.
They're done. Like that's the. Oh, he was your highest level guy. That's nice.
That's nice. Never name your characters as friends' names, like in XCOM, because it's just a surefire way of making sure that they die. Tony, no.
Death to Nick.
Must save Tony.
Death to Nick. Death to Dick.
Resuscitate, and then it's like Tony's injured, and you're like, "Fuck, Tony, why are you such a?"
Meanwhile, you die.
Meanwhile, yeah, I'm trying to save you, and I get shot, and it's like, you know what? Screw them all. I quit.
So yeah, Mario and Rabbids played that. Ring Fit Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still breaking into that game some more. I've encountered the which world is it? The I don't know what they call the world again, but each quarter it's I think it's broken up into 4 pieces.
Yep.
And each of them is controlled by one of the exercise, not gods, but like exercise sort of deities.
Yep.
And so the first one I encountered was Abdonis. And so all of his exercises in that area were ab-based and in the core. It definitely kicked my ass a lot.
That's what it's supposed to do.
It's definitely doing what it's advertised. I've actually gotten to the point where I'm getting to the end of the session and I'm not feeling like worked out. Like I don't feel like I did anything. So I've been actually increasing the difficulty on it. And how they manage the difficulty is not that your attack doesn't do less damage.
Mm-hmm.
It still does the same amount of damage, but you need to do more reps.
I was just gonna say you just have to do more. Right?
It increases the reps.
Yeah.
And I actually learned this because we were talking earlier, like, it's just a ring. There's no like tech in there or anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's tech in it.
Cool.
There's an actual like CPU chip in the ring.
Nice.
In the ring controller, which knows when the controller kind of goes up and there's resistance. So it does provide that feedback to the controller.
Oh, good.
Because I was thinking about how that controller detects what you're doing. It's because when you first install the game, or put the game in, it actually prompts you to update the controllers manually. So that it actually installs additional stuff onto the controller that's not in a base Joy-Con. So there is additional stuff that you can do when the game's off now.
Yeah.
Where if you put the controller into the Ring-Con, you turn into what they call standby mode.
Right. You said you can just like watch TV.
You can just watch TV and you have that resistance that you can then transfer back like experience points into the game.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. And yeah, I've encountered different bow exercises. I've done. I think I'm doing the yoga poses. There is now different moments in the game where I've encountered these. I think they call them like bees or something like that.
Okay.
And so it was like, or the ring was like, you need to do like pretend like you're a tree. And I'm like, do it. So I just don't move. But it was actually like you do the tree pose with like the leg pointed upwards, like on your leg, and I'm like, this is dumb. I'm like, this is.
I'm a tree. 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 I'm a tree.
At some point, I was basically like, it wasn't like a strength thing. It was more like a balance thing. I was like, can I just fight these things instead?
No, I'm a tree.
I don't want to be a tree.
I'm a tree.
It worked. I was a tree.
I'm a tree.
I really like the force, like the feedback that game is giving you in terms of physical resistances, and like it's telling you how you're doing, like when you're pushing in enough and when you're not pushing in enough, when you're doing exercises.
So it can yell at you if you're only like.
The resistant, what it just tells you is that your attack doesn't do as much damage.
Oh, so you gotta get in there.
Yeah. So
palm you up.
Yeah. So there's actually moments where, for example, squats. If you release your squat too early or you release it too soon, it doesn't. It still does the damage. It just doesn't do enough damage.
Yeah.
And so it encourages you to release it at the correct timing.
So does it make you use that thing as like a thigh master?
It does. I got that exercise.
I was wondering if it would make you do something like that.
I'm now exercising my Kegels.
Oh no.
Kegel-azzy.
Oh no.
Ring Fit Adventure. I've gotten to that. The one exercise that actually kicked my ass was the mountain climber one.
Oh yeah.
Where you kind of go into a push up position.
Yep.
But you're moving your legs up and down.
Like
you're climbing a mountain.
Yep.
And that actually,
like your hands stay this way, but your feet are the ones moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one just like destroyed me, and it was weird because that was in the middle of a set that there was other leg exercises.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like the second exercise, and I just
couldn't.
I couldn't do the other two. I was like, and they were the easiest ones to do. They were just like the they were like squats and they were like knee lifts, and I'm like, those are no problem for me. But this one destroyed me.
No, but once that's the cool thing about your body when you don't use certain muscles. And not to say that, like, because there's muscles you just don't use. Like, if you do one job, you're going to use them. If you do another job, you're not going to use them. So unless you're doing everything.
And Ring Fit does a really good job of, like, typically,
yeah,
you want to go into a level with, arm exercises, leg exercises, core.
Right, you don't want to skip stuff.
Yeah, and it balances that.
Yep.
But every once in a while, they'll be like, this is, in this exercise gym, it's exclusively just legs. This is like leg stuff, this is arm stuff, this is yoga stuff. They do a good job between balancing it.
But yeah, it's funny when you go from certain things where you're like, my legs are pretty strong. I can do squats, I can do this, I can do that. And then it has you do something and you're like, that's a new muscle. Mm-hmm. And then you finish it and you're just like, oh my god.
And I think with Ring Fit Adventure,
I didn't know those were there.
Like for the first week with Ring Fit, I was very much like that. But now that my body's getting a little bit more accustomed to that, like I feel like cranking the difficulty up it's more rewarding because now I feel like I'm actually getting a workout.
Yeah, but it's funny when you find a new muscle that it's like, I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was supposed to rotate that way.
Supposed to do that. Oh my god.
Planking, I've learned really hard that's one of my best attacks, but it also coincidentally is one of the more difficult exercises. So that's just my thing. I think I'm actually still doing it wrong, but
okay.
I feel like I'm getting a workout out of it. So that's at the end of the day, right? That's it, right? So my sessions went from going about 15 minutes to now about 30 minutes.
Good for you.
So I've Ring Fit's super freaking cool.
It's definitely one of the things that's on my radar. I'm just not picking it up at this current moment because we'll only half use it. So
right. And then the last thing I played was a game back in, I want to say the early 90s. I don't know why I have a fond memory of this game. It's called Museum Madness.
Excellent.
It's a old DOS game.
Excellent.
Well, not a DOS game, but one of those old learning adventure games. Essentially, you are this 10-year-old or 13-year-old kid who has to go into a museum to repair all of the digital exhibits, and it's a learning game. So you're going through all the different time periods, and you're going through all of Industrial Revolution. You're talking about this. It goes into space, and you have to recreate the solar system kind of themes in a exhibit. But the story is that the museum was undergoing some upgrades overnight, and the virus had taken control of all the exhibits, and it's up to you to basically recreate all the exhibits while learning about the different,
You mean I have to talk to robots that look like people from history books?
Yes.
Excellent. Will
Yes.
you be there to help me?
Yes.
Cool.
I you know what, this is and the only reason why I got into this game is because it was one of my earliest memories of a computer game, and it has that probably the catchiest 16-bit soundtrack you'll ever hear that just loops.
Yes.
That just loops really hard until you go into the different exhibits. I really like it. I think I might even try doing like a long play of it, because I can probably blitz through it pretty quick nowadays.
Yep.
It's only probably going to take like 2 or 3 hours. But I've been playing it on a online DOSBox, but I just downloaded it.
Did you?
I just downloaded DOSBox and downloaded the I don't want to say ISO because it's not an ISO. It used to come on floppy disks. So, I mean, whatever those are.
Super Solver's Midnight Rescue is one of the first games I had ever played.
Outnumbered was another one that I played. I don't know if you played that one or not.
I can't believe I found this one.
Outnumbered was another one of those computer games that I played that taught you how to do math.
Oh, yeah.
Like basic math, which as a kid, it's like, I'm playing a video game. Also, I'm learning.
I learned things, damn it.
I shot this robot and he made me do math problems. But yeah, that's been my week. Sword and Shield came out as a Pokemon in the trading card game, so everyone's kind of worried about making decks right now. But
oh yeah,
they took out the GX move mechanic.
Oh,
so there are no more GX moves. So
yep.
Those ones that you can only use once per game, no longer a thing. What did you find? Outnumbered?
No, Super Solver's Midnight Rescue.
Oh no, that's the same art. It's the same. It's the same. Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of. Yeah.
That's the same art for Outnumbered. That's basically been my week.
Excellent. We're bored boring, I guess, for
no,
boring for certain reasons, but
yes,
just
there's reasons.
Lack of time.
Yes.
So. There you go. And it's not really lack of time, legitimately everything. Like, I'm just tired. So COD is easy enough to just pick up and be like...
Yeah, like I'm getting home from work and it's like, I go to bed at like 8 or 9 now.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's just like, whatever I can fit in between like the 5 o'clock that I get home and the 9 o'clock that I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. Get home, do a bunch of stuff, like housework type stuff, and then it's like...
Yeah. Like going, like
my wife goes to sleep and I'm like, okay, I'm tired, but I'm not like going to bed tired. So that's where it's just like I can go and play COD, because COD takes, and I'm sorry to say this, but like
it's a shoot.
It's a shoot.
It's point and shoot.
You point shoot.
Point shoot run. Point shoot run.
And if
I tried to look for a back button attachment,
They tough to find.
I'm not worried about it right now.
No, they'll show up.
I'm not worried. I'm not playing a lot of games right now, so.
Oh, that's really it.
I mean, I can't put it on a Switch.
I'm finally used to it. If that helps, COD. I'm finally like, this is my reload. This is my duck.
I think the big piece is starting a game with it.
Mm-hmm. It will help tremendously.
Like once you,
because it didn't take long for the muscle memory to get.
Like if I were to put it on right now after playing so much Control,
oh sure,
it would be very much like, how do I, like I would probably put her dash.
Sure, and that's the piece,
like,
and that's I think the coolest part of those buttons is what do you want on there, and it's like I want all the things.
Yeah, because like your muscle memory is to hit the original button, even though you
have that new one, so it's pretty much just continuing to like.
Even
when you click this button, click that one too.
I wonder if that's going to be a thing if the PlayStation 5 controller will have.
I think it'll be built in.
Like if it's built in, is it just like more buttons, or is it a programmable button? I think they do programmable buttons.
I think you could do programmable buttons, but also program them
because as soon as that becomes a core aspect of the controller, the developer is going to be like,
I got more buttons.
Yeah, I
think you stick with programmable buttons.
You think so?
I think you just like there's a little like either on the touchpad on the front you can hold it and it will be like P1, P2, P3 like this like the back button is,
or it could be like in the software where like you hold controller down, and then it's like on the display you can reprogram it.
It's like this one's nice because you can even hold it while you're playing, and it will switch. So if like you have your sniper loadout that's a little bit different,
Sure.
you can definitely just like click hold and it's done.
Or if you're doing a fighting game and you
Yeah.
know that you're playing a fighter or a
A
range
certain-
character,
Right.
or a grapple character,
Yeah.
or
So that's the thing is like you can change it really quickly. So if it is built into the next controller, it has to be able to like hold this button for X amount of seconds and it'll.
I wonder if it's good
switch.
for Fortnite, for people who play a lot of Fortnite.
Again, it depends on where those extra buttons are.
Right, because it doesn't like remap buttons. It just adds another way to
Right.
push those buttons. So if you play a lot of Fortnite and your triangle button is
Essentially,
and
to
then-
me, it's like the triangle button's far enough away, but depending on the game,
again,
like-
it wraps around to like you need to start a game with that back button attachment. I think because as soon as
sort of, kind of, maybe.
Maybe,
It's
I don't
not
know.
bad with COD because it was like I switched it to my just duck and jump,
uh-huh.
and then it's like, well, but the only time I ever jump is when I'm climbing stuff, and when I'm climbing stuff, my right stick's useless anyways because I have to be going straight.
I think
So why program it to that? Like, why waste that button
I think I would like having it as a run,
as the like left as the because like that's left
pushing the
click
L3.
on, yeah, L3.
I think I would like that.
And
as
that's
a run.
Chris was saying like these two shoulder buttons just to keep your other fingers on like your triggers
Maybe
like that. But again, that's the cool part about the
It's
the
personal.
programmable
It's
button.
personal preference.
So I
Too,
think if it's built in, they gotta make them programmable.
maybe.
So
Cool.
there we go. Look at that.
Well-
Short one today, but
It is
again,
stuff.
stuff. Bye everybody. Join
Goodbye.
us next week.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.